How long until to do this shit? The Queen quit coming to 101 more again from Gullah Geechee TV and things like that. Now, 100 children come to South Kakalaki sometime, and some of them ain't never get you except for CB and things like that. Well, if plenty of children would deal around the world and they want to hear about the black story right jump where we to be, especially in the Gullah Geechee Nation part, where 100 yet about call them the Low Country. Well, ain't no different when the founders of the Black History Month come through here for their national conference and things like that. For many, many years, they wouldn't come into South Kakalaki because they've been to boycott the Confederate flag and things over there. Instead of, come underneath we palm military and things like that. But now it does, and it comes for shout with we. So the children from ASALH, the Association of the Study of African American Life and History, what used to be the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History, they come here for join we. So plenty of 100 children who've been tuning in to Gullah Geechee TV, you done see how we launched the conference and things like that with session about how the historical effects of migration been upon Gullah Geechee continuation. Well, let we show how me and the mayor and we sister Java Lily welcome them to we country.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
We are finally in downtown Charleston, South Carolina. This has been an absolutely amazing conference. As new ASALH members, you have picked the absolutely right place to come to get to know who we are. This has been fantastic. We so appreciate your coming out and being with us and contributing to our growth. So this evening, meet our MC for the evening, Ms. Tessa Spencer. Tessa is the moving news anchor of Good Morning Charleston of WCITV, Channel 4, ABC. You can also hear Tessa on Cumulus Broadcast Radio Station, one of our sponsors, Magic 107.3. A Charleston native, Tessa graduated from Bishop England High School and received her BA degree in Mass Communications from Baptist College at Charleston, now Charleston Southern University, another sponsor for our event. Needless to say, she is a daughter of Charleston and a wonderful, beautiful, talented sister. Please welcome Ms. Tessa Spencer.
Right.
Good evening, everyone. I want to say thank you to Ms. Sylvia Cyrus for that warm and gracious welcome. I had an opportunity to interview her last week on the radio station, and her vibrancy and her love for African American history and ASALH just burst through the speakers. And it was such a pleasure speaking to someone that was so knowledgeable and so on fire for wanting people to know more about what's going on with ASALH. So once again, I want to thank you. I want to thank the Charleston area branch for having me as your MC for this evening. We're going to have loads of fun. Are you ready to get started?
Yes. Yeah.
We're going to get started with our very first speaker of this evening. He is the Honorable John Tecklenburg, the Mayor of the City of Charleston.
So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Charleston. We're glad you made it down here to the city. And I've got the honor to welcome ASALH here to Charleston. Recently, I've been on the program at a couple of different events with the next speaker, and I got to tell you that you're in for a treat. And I'm glad that I'm going before her now rather than after her. That would be Queen Quet, the Queen of the Gullah Geechee Nation, will be up here in just a minute. So, Sylvia Cyrus, where did you get off to? There she is right there. Thank you for being here with us and bringing ASALH to the Charleston region. And I know y'all have maybe talked about this already with Dr. Powers being a part of the program, who's our acting director for the yet to come, but soon to come, International African American Museum. We will be breaking ground finally, officially, in about 3 weeks.
Yes.
And it will take about 2 years to build. It's now a $90 million enterprise. It's been an amazing fundraising effort for many years to finally come to reality. So I want to challenge you on this. It'll be done in 2 years. I know it's been a while since you've been here, and you're here this year. But y'all got to promise me in 2 to 3 years after the museum opens that you please come back to Charleston when we get that open. So the theme, I'm told, for the conference this year is migrations, right? Us moving around, and I want to share just a brief story because right close to this site, about 3 blocks away, is the home of the Jenkins Orphanage, the original home of Jenkins Orphanage. And why is that important? Because like Waif's House or orphanages in New Orleans, this orphanage led to remarkable training of musicians, which led to the development of jazz and popular music, not only here in the Low Country, but it migrated all over the country, as it also did from New Orleans, admittedly, but Charleston, in a very similar fashion, enjoys that heritage of jazz. So there was an African-American minister. His name was Reverend Daniel Jenkins. His portrait is down at City Hall, in our City Hall chambers. And after the Civil War, there were many homeless, orphaned African-American children. And Reverend Jenkins founded this orphanage, and to give the kids some meaningful activities, he started training them on instruments, on music. And it wasn't too long before they formed, in the late 1800s, brass bands. And it wasn't too long, they were actually, I call them a sustainable orphanage. They were raising money for the orphanage by the kids going out and playing music and all around the city. Well, they got so good that they were traveling up and down the East Coast, and would you believe in the 19-teens, they even had a European tour. The kids were so talented and well-trained musicians. So, in the 1920s, when Duke Ellington and Count Basie's band came along, it was a feeder to those incredible big bands from the Jenkins Orphanage right here in Charleston, including this guy named Cat Anderson. He was a high note specialist for the Duke Ellington band for decades. And Freddie Green, for over 40 years, was the mainstay of the rhythm section of the Count Basie band. They all came from Charleston. It's amazing heritage we have here musically, but I mention it because it was part of the migration that occurred with culture and music leaving the South. To tell you the truth, there was an occasional white guy in the mix, and one was my great uncle. He was a jazz musician of the 20s, and he left Charleston, as many of these musicians did, and went to Chicago, the Chicago area, Chicago jazz of the early 20s. And then when recording really got going, they all went to New York in the late 20s and early 30s. So truly, music and culture saw this migration around our country. And then when film became popular, many of these musicians went to the West Coast. And many of them came from Charleston, South Carolina, and were trained just 2 blocks from here at Jenkins Orphanage here in Charleston. It's really kind of an amazing story. Now, thank you. I don't know if y'all are going to have Karen Chandler on the program for this weekend, but she founded something called the Charleston Jazz Initiative, which really studied all these stories about jazz and movement from Charleston, and she's done an incredible job, and I was honored that she asked me to be part of it. And Tessa's looking at me like I've been talking too long already, and we got a program. I must say, it's kind of hard for me to pass up playing the keyboard because I'm a little bit of a piano player, but I don't think it's set up yet. But Hey y'all are in for a treat tonight. In addition to Queen Quet, Kiana Parler's coming out here at 9 o'clock. Have y'all heard her before? Oh my goodness, she is incredible, and she's got a different band tonight, but man, they have hit the big time. This other group that she plays with going around the world, you know what their name is? Ranky Tanky. Oh, they're awesome, but she is incredible. Y'all are gonna really enjoy it and have a good time here in Charleston. We're so glad you chose Charleston to bring ASALH and have the conference here. We want you back in 2 to 3 years and welcome you back as soon as you can. God bless y'all and have a great stay here in Charleston.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us this evening. Now, at this time, we will receive greetings from Clarence Wright, who's the Southern Division Manager with Dominion Energy. Please welcome you to the stage.
Good evening. I can only be thankful that I did not have to follow the Queen also, but still it's a tough job following the mayor in those stories. So I appreciate that, Mr. Mayor. Great job, as usual. Thank you. I am here to welcome you to the Charleston area on behalf of Dominion Energy and its employees, specifically in the Charleston area. Charleston is a special place for us. I know we're talking a little bit about history. So if you get a chance to make it downtown, and I'm hopeful that you will, and you get around the Meeting Street area, you'll see that there are some gas lights and lanterns that are there. And Dominion Energy and its subsidiaries have been working there in part of this community for over 170 years and starting there. So we're awfully proud to be associated with this area and this community, and more importantly, for the benefit of tonight, awfully proud to be associated with this group and the work that you have done and continue to do. I know you will continue to have a great and successful conference, and so wishing you many success and happy trails on your way back, and enjoy Charleston. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you. And now I guess it's the moment that most people have been everybody's been waiting for. Please join me in welcoming now to the stage a published author, computer scientist, a lecturer, mathematician, historian, a columnist, preservationist, and the artivist, Queen Quet, Marquetta L. Goodwine of the Gullah Geechee Sea Island Coalition.
Because we been down here, calling that cause the water be up here, and the line down there. But he said, we don't need. So plenty of time in the evening like this year, we got in that bush off, that brush off, and shoot, but make sure the spirit of things up here. Said, I want it. Chicken was on yet about the snow. Cause had a boy take on John in the street. Said, first that dime still in the door. Now how children calling the Charleston. Like this shop, been call them the bottom. Cause of the way used to move bottom doing the day. And because the bottom out. And I chill us up flying from here. From Harlem to the Peninsula to downtown Chucktown. Back we going up. That chill us up, we had to get on a good job. We're in New York. So we been there, yeah, they didn't chill. And then that children told us that robbery will come right back again. And that children become the teachers. That children become the politicians. That children the one, proud of who he been. But plenty of we, we've been a crack with like this year, downtown like this year. No, not all. And Lanya said, when you get the city a quirky deep like that, and we gonna think you're quirky. Can't do them like that, do them like the buck of them. So some of we try, but don't like the buck of them. Well, he still sound like a bishop. We look through the window, we sit down the window, up the window, thing like that. And they said, why would you say it that way? Because that's the way we always spoke. What you mean? So why you say it like that? That's not the way you say that. No, that's not the way you say that. That is the way we say that. So as we migrated from the Gullah Geechee Nation, from all these sea islands, from here on this historic peninsula, and we went to all these places around the world. More often than not, there was often us that felt we were the only one going. And we had to go by ourselves, but we took our ancestral energy with us. We took that power, the bush arbor and the brush arbor with us. We took the power, the strength, and the energy that on our flag tells you we be Gullah Geechee anointed people. We took all that spirit with us. We got where we needed to go. We did what we had to do. We sent that money back home to hold on the land. That's the only reason y'all can come from ASALH today and celebrate with us, because they haven't put us on. And so, it was an honor, and I thought it not robbery, to come back to Charleston again this week to welcome the rest of ASALH. For those who weren't here on Wednesday, if you go to gullahgeechee.tv, you can see what we did then to let you know about the historical effects of migration on Gullah Geechee continuation. We put our session up because many folks think there aren't any Gullah Geechees left. Or there aren't any that quirky people like this and anything like that anyway. Sister Darby, we got the London children in the Lee Wild say they can still do it. So I thought it not robbery to make sure that when the children hear the true Gullah thing while you're there. All right? Wanted to make sure you really hear Gullah while you're here. And don't get some high y'all and think that we. All right? So enjoy your sweet tea, enjoy your journey, and enjoy our town while you're here. And we pray that you continue to be blessed as you migrate back to the various places that you've come here from. I'm proud to be an ASALH living legend. Proud to see my sister Sylvia again and many of the rest of you who've given so much love. And on behalf of the Gullah Geechee Nation, we definitely thank you. And as I sat there and as I walk away from the stage, I'm just going to give you a piece of the song that many of you should know that carried me through the years that I did travel to cities, especially New York, and was the only Gullah Geechee one that could talk like I did, or the only one who admitted I was Gullah Geechee there. All right? But y'all notice, when I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home, I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing. Wind that makes the tall grass bend into leaning. Suddenly the raindrops that fall have a meaning. Sprinkling the sea makes it all clear.
newsroom and they look at me like I'm crazy. That's the funny part. Yeah, speaking of proper English on TV, but in between time, I give them a little lesson. And they're like, what did you just say? Then I have to translate for them sometimes. It's really entertaining. Thank you. Let's keep this energy going. Thank you again, Queen Quip. I'm going to introduce to you now Elder Carolyn Jabalile White, a grassroots Gullah storyteller, an historian and versatile performer. Her stories are for all ages, and she'll travel almost anywhere. And Carolyn's motto is, if you have cash, I will travel.
Thank you, thank you. What a beautiful bunch of Hunter people. Hunter sure look good. Some say Una, some say Hunter. So Hunter sure look good. Quit, gal, you came on down.
I have one.
Yeah, you have to do it. Yeah, it's a few of us remaining that still cherish our heritage.
Yes, ma'am.
And so we don't mind going to tell you about it and some of the things that we knew coming up.
Yeah.
I'm of good age and I know a lot of things.
Annie, don't tell all y'all.
Don't tell all.
Don't tell all the season.
Yeah, they want to know how to make okra soup, you know, quick. They want to know how to cook. We got some good Gullah food too.
Annie.
Honey, eating some tonight, right? All right, I hear. Well, as a little girl growing up on Henson Plantation, my father would tell me stories. And I would hear my great-granny and those speak while I was a small girl coming up. Now, mind you, my mother sent me to Avery. I went to Avery School here in Charleston many years ago. So some of the Gullah, I think, would kind of come out when I was in school.
Right.
The teacher said, oh, don't speak like that. I said, well, I couldn't help myself, you know. I do the best I can, do a little proper when I could.
Right.
But everybody started coming to Charleston to find out about the Gullah.
Annie though.
Any though?
Annie.
Yeah.
Even the mayor come here for lunch, baby.
You know that.
Annie.
And so, that same teacher that told me not to speak like that
Go ahead.
called me to invite me to come to Avery because visitors were coming and they wanted to hear the Gullah.
Annie.
I said, oh, do say.
Come here.
Hannah want me to come now to talk him?
Come on now.
And when I been here, Hannah said, don't talk like
Patrol
that.
away, patrol away.
I said, but I come. And so my friends would say, girl, you going to tell Gullah story to those white folks? I said, listen here.
Come on.
I going to tell them because when I done them, got my check.
Annie. That's the truth now.
And so I'm going to tell the story.
Annie.
So it just went on like that, word of mouth, and the stories got around, and I've traveled many, many places. The most peculiar place was Bismarck, North Dakota.
Oh, I've been there too.
Ain't nothing but the white folks up
Annie,
there.
you ain't never lied.
So when the gentleman saw me, I was going to tell the story, he said, you know what? He said, you are the 6th black woman in town. I said, put it on the book.
Annie. Oh, come down.
Go down and put it on the book.
Yes, ma'am.
So when I come back, I'll see my name.
Name.
That gentleman didn't want me to leave Bismarck, North Dakota.
Wow.
By the time I finished. So Dad would tell me stories, and I remember them. And he said, don't forget now to tell this one. He said, Knucklebuckler come to Charleston. The plantation man come to Charleston. Well, when they come, they want to know a lot of things. So he saw the old black man working downtown on Cobblestone Street, pulling some grasses and whatnot, minding his business. So he walked up to him and said, look here. He said, can you tell me where's the battery? Black man said, battery? He said, yes, sir, them children got him in them car. He said, but I ain't got none, and I ain't no weed in.
Okay then.
So then the man looked at him again and said, well, can you tell me where's the custom house? Old black man said, custom house? Said, I ain't got nothing but a boardhouse on James Island. And I don't know where that is neither.
Okay then.
Well, he didn't give up. He looked at him again, tried to intimidate him this time. He said, you know where the jailhouse? He said, wait a minute now. He See, I ain't never been there, I ain't tried to go there, so I ain't have no weed there. I don't know. Well, by this time, visitor was mad as I don't know what. So he looked at the old black man one more time and said, you don't know nothing there.
Okay.
Well, black man looked down the street like that and like that, looked back at him and said, I know one thing, I ain't lost.
That's right. Ain't it? You're right. You're right.
Well, you know, back in the days, on the plantation, when you hear about little job downtown in Broad Street, because they figured that way all the rich people live, they would man them, Wilhelmina would go down to see about the job.
Yeah.
In the Broad Street. So she went down there from the island. You had to catch the ferry. They tell me my great-grandfather was a rudderman, a rudder. That means rudder you across the river to where you had to go. So she went down there and she knocked on the door, boom, 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 the address. So the lady came to the little man and said, oh, you Wilhelmina? He said, that's who you sent, lady. He said, I come to see what you got for me to do. So she said, well, come on in, Wilhelmina. Said, now I'd like you to do the ironing. Don't forget the cooking. And I'm going to play bridge. And don't forget to answer the telephone. Well, I want to tell all of her, Wilhelmina ain't know nothing about no telephone. But she tell madam, say, yes ma'am. Say, I'll do that too. Well, she started doing her work and ironing the clothes, cooking the food and everything. And we started to talk to ourselves, you know. While we in the big house working, oh yeah, we talked to ourselves. She said, you know one thing? Say, madam, better hurry up, come on back in, yeah. Because I hear some people go cross bridge, I never hear say go for top to play. So she better come on. Well, the phone rang. Ring. Ring. He said, that must be that thing we tell me about. So she picked him up. He said, hello. Say, sure is. Brown. Happy. Went back to doing her work. Madam, better come on here, because I got to go home and feed them children and get John and them his supper and all like that. Phone ring again. Ring. Ring. He said, yes, it's God. He said, that thing ring again? But she pick him up. She said, hello. Say, I say, sure is. Brown. Hang him up. Well, madam comes back in from the bridge and all like that, and madam asks her, said, oh, Wilhelmina, you're getting ready now to go back home, back home. She said, yes, ma'am. Say, I got to catch the brother and the ferry to get back to Jammet Island. And I gotta go. Well, did the phone ring? He said, yeah. He said, that thing ring another time. I said, well, what did he say? Well, he ain't tell me nothing to tell you. The madam was puzzled. She asked her again. Said, well, Wilhelmina, what did he say? They said, listen here now, don't make me get vexed.
Go ahead.
Don't make me get vexed. Because that means get mad. Don't make me get vexed, because I got to go. Well, what did it say? Every time I answer, and I tell him, say, hello, all he tells me says a long distance from Washington to Charleston, and I tell him, say, sure is. And thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
God bless you, man. I enjoyed that. Did you guys enjoy that? Yeah. I can listen to it all night, right? Now, how many of you were trying to remember those stories so you can go home and try to tell it?
You ain't gonna tell it like that.
Try to tell it. You won't be able to do that because